And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to be with us here today. We've got our commissioners with us here today. Christine Moore. Good to see you. Where's Commissioner Moore? There she is. Commissioner Maribel Gomez-Cordero and Commissioner Nicole Wilson. We are thrilled that they could be here with us. Of course, the mayor is here. Today we're discussing a new program offering grants for small businesses, home-based businesses, and gig workers. These cash grants do not have to be repaid. The mayor will speak more about that in a moment, and will extend vital support to the small business community that was severely impacted by COVID-19. In a moment, you'll hear more from Mayor Demings, Program Administrator Martha Lee Irizarry, good to see you this morning, and a local small business owner who will share his experience with the previous grant program. We are also very pleased to have with us this morning Comptroller Phil Diamond, as his office will be the administrator of said grants. And after all of that, we will entertain a few of your questions once we are done. We will begin with Mayor Demings. Mayor?
All right, thank you, Dr. Williamson. And as we start this morning, as we move through, when we get to the Q&A portion, if you have any questions in Spanish, you know, Martha Lee is bilingual, and other members of my staff are here as well who may be able to respond to those questions in Spanish. Again, thank you all for joining us and being here today. We do have exciting news for our community. As you all know, we have battled COVID and its impact since 2020. I think when we started out in 2020, we had no idea that 3 years later we would still have the remnants of COVID-19 throughout the world, but we do. The COVID-19 pandemic had a terrible effect on the health of our friends and our families, and it certainly had a dramatic impact on the strength of our business community. We know that the tourism industry, the economic engine here in Central Florida, appears to have bounced back as visitors are and have returned in great numbers, and we are back to some pre-pandemic numbers at this time. We do have some small business owners who are here with us today as well, but perhaps the hardest hit and the slower to recover from the downturn in the economy were our small businesses, and we all know that they are really the backbone of the American business industry. And we recognize that these small business owners have had less resources to keep their businesses afloat and keep their employees paid when the pandemic hit and in the months that followed. That's why we're here today. Orange County and the Board of County Commission are committed to giving those small businesses a boost. Through the Federal American Rescue Plan Act funding, we are launching the Orange County Small Business Boost Grants Program. A total of $26 million has been allocated to support small businesses, home-based businesses, and for the first time, gig workers. Gig workers are those who earn their living through gigs, which is short terminology for those who are working in the short term for multiple clients. Some examples of this are rideshare drivers, musicians, and performers. Those are the types of gig workers that we're talking about impacting. On July 18th, a week from today, the grant application platform will open for these businesses and individuals to make application. Again, July 18th. However, the website, ocfl.net/boost, that's B-O-O-S-T, is up and running for those that are interested in learning more about the application, the information that will be required, and that is available now on our website. These grants are for eligible businesses and individuals. I do underscore the words eligible businesses and individuals who suffered losses due to the pandemic and are still in business. I want to add that for this program, businesses who previously received CARES Act funding or had Paycheck Protection loans forgiven can apply if there are still losses that neither of those programs addressed. Qualifying applicants must demonstrate additional losses to be eligible, and these boost grants will cover those losses up to a certain amount. Small businesses can apply for up to $10,000. Home-based businesses can apply for up to $3,000. And gig workers can apply for up to $1,400. The funds will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis, and the goal is to serve thousands of impacted businesses and individuals over the next several months. These grants do not have to be repaid. I think that's probably the best news. You don't have to repay this. It is important, however, to remember that there is an application and qualification process for these grants. All of the details are available right now on our website, again at ocfl.net/boost. We encourage anyone who thinks they could benefit to seek out the opportunity and begin preparing their supporting documents now. At this time, I'm going to ask Ms. Martha Lee Irizarry, who is the Economic Development Office lead for this program, to come forward, and she's going to offer some additional details. And with that, Martha Lee, if you want to come forward.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Commissioners, for supporting this program. Thank you, Comptroller Diamond, for being here. Thank you, Ian. I remember your name. Yay. First of all, please excuse me. My voice is being given out on me, of course, right before the press conference. As you have heard from the Mayor mentioned the qualification process for these grants, while I'll be going over some of the key perimeters for the program itself. As previously mentioned, the complete Boost program details are currently available on our website at www.ocfl.net/boost. Information is also available in English, in Spanish, and in Haitian Creole. The website will also have the complete list of the documentations that you will need to gather before applying, and all the requirements that you will also make sure you will need. But in general, we will be offering 3 types of Boost grants programs under this program. It will be for small businesses, home-based businesses, and gig workers. Let me tell you a little bit more about each of these programs. Again, remember, these are very high-level parameters. We definitely encourage you to visit our website for the complete details. The Small Business Boost Grant Program, as Mayor mentioned, is for up to $10,000 for applicants, and it will cover documented business losses that were as a result of the pandemic, and it happened during the pandemic period, 2020 to April 2023. Businesses must have a brick-and-mortar location within Orange County, and that also includes our municipalities. So to make that clear, it does not have to be unincorporated Orange County only. Municipalities apply as well. Businesses must be fully licensed and registered with the Division of Corporations as of January 1st, 2020. Any businesses that would register after January 1st, 2020 do not qualify for this program. And they have to still be in business without any interruption. Small businesses must also have at least 1 employee, but no more than 500 employees. For the home-based business Boost Grant Program, which we also call our micro businesses, applicants can receive up to $3,000, and again, it has to be only for covered, documented business loss expenses as a result of the pandemic. The businesses must be physically located in Orange County, just like the small business program, and the municipalities also apply. Businesses must be fully licensed and registered, just like the small businesses, with the Division of Corporations as of January 1st, 2020. As for our new program, our Boost Grants for Gig Workers, applicants can seek up to $1,400 to recover from COVID-related losses of income from January 1st, 2020 to April of this year. Also, from 2020 to April of 2023, applicants must have received all earnings from gig work and be paid only through 1099s. Grants will only be awarded to residents of Orange County, including municipalities. We will be asking for proof of residency for gig workers So unfortunately, anybody outside of the Orange County jurisdiction will not qualify for this program. For all of the grants, we will be asking for income tax returns for various years and other relevant documents to prove losses and ensure compliance with all the requirements. As Mayor mentioned, businesses who previously received CARES Act funding and had paycheck protection loans forgiven can still apply if there is still losses that neither of these programs address. In other words, decline in revenue must exceed the total number of federal, state, and local grants received by the applicant. Again, I have covered very high-level points about these grant programs. Complete eligibility information and required documentation is at our website currently at ocfl.net/boost. We encourage you to visit it and spread the word as much as you can. We're looking forward to rolling out these grants and providing boosts of support to our Orange County small businesses and home-based and gig workers. Remember, the application portal is accessible only through our website and will begin applications on July 18th. Very exciting, only just 1 week from today. And it will remain open until all the funds have been distributed to qualifying applicants. Grants will be awarded on a first-come, first-served basis and to those who qualify. So please, we encourage everyone to act quickly. I personally am looking forward to working with our small business community. Thank you.
Okay, and what we'll do is open it up for any questions that you may have. I just wanted to point out a couple of things. We have KPMG is going to be working with Orange County and Indelible. Those two corporations have representatives here. They have been working in this space with similar programs throughout the state of Florida. But also, I wanted to give the opportunity for one of our business owners, small business owners, to come forward and just share a little bit about the specific experience that he's had in dealing with COVID over time. And so at this time, please come forward, Enid.
Thank you, Mayor Demings. Good morning, everyone. So the previous round of funding came to my company, Smokin' Donuts Barbecue, in a period of time when, let's say, everything was pretty touch and go, right? It was a very scary period of time for small business owners. But it was instrumental. It was a major part in us being able to literally keep our lights on, right? It was actually one of the things that helped us stay in business, which meant we could retain employees, right? And those employees are one of the, they are the backbone of a business. If small business is the backbone of the country, then our employees are the backbones of our business. They were able to keep their jobs. We were able to keep our lights on. And we were able to make it through the pandemic. It's not over for us, right? There are still many challenges for us out there right now. But what part of the previous round of funding was able to give to us is the ability to stay in business and make it to the point where we're at now. We now have 18 employees. We have a brick and mortar location in Orange County here in the Milk District. And we have a second location actually at the University of Central Florida. Thanks very much to grants like this previous round. It takes some paperwork. It takes filling out an application here and there. I encourage you, if you are interested, please dig in and fill out the application. I'm going to. That's it. Thanks.
Okay. With that, we'll open it up for any questions that you may have at this time.
Over here, Mayor, sorry.
Yeah, all right.
So, I think a lot of people who don't own a business, maybe they don't understand the challenges and the struggle. How is this money going to be helpful for some of these small business people in what had been very desperate times since 2020?
Again, this is truly designed for small businesses, those who employ 500 or fewer employees, and then individuals who are gig workers. Even though the maximum sum that either of those categories will be able to receive on its surface may not sound like a lot of money, but when you're a small business, $10,000 might make the difference in you making payroll for a week, a couple of weeks, to pay your employees, to give you what you need to do to stay in business. And so ultimately, that is what we are attempting to do here, is to keep our small businesses in business, to keep them thriving. And then when we look at the individuals, of course, in some regards, the musicians and the other gig workers, they were impacted, and we have seen, because of inflationary things happening within our community and across America, across the state of Florida, increases significantly in rent payments and other expenses related to individuals. And perhaps this is something that will make the difference to keep that individual in their apartment, in their home. And so this is a program that we are doing not in isolation. This is a part of a much larger program that we're offering here within Orange County to be of service to our entire community. So we're leveraging these ARPA funds with other programs, housing programs and other programs, social service programs that we are providing as a county.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to ask a follow-up question here. We just saw that Mr. Rivers is closing the Coop. You know, rent is not just challenging for people trying to live there, but also to be able to stay in business. What maybe the county is working on to address business rents, not just housing rents?
Well, of course, there's some preemptions. As a local government, we have been preempted by the state of Florida from mandating any type of rent restrictions or payments, and so that's a space that we can't operate in. However, one of the things that we did, we opened a rental assistance office that we are able to hopefully work with individuals regardless to work within our community with the available resources that we have as a community. Government can never solve all of the problems that come before a particular community. It requires the entire community, the collaborative, to take care of our community. So we're here for them. This is just but one of many programs, as I said, that we're offering. And we realize the rent payments and a number of other things are going up. We have worked to stimulate our economy with high-wage jobs, and back during the State of the County, I talked very specifically about some of the things that we were doing to help diversify our economy, to bring in manufacturing types of jobs, jobs within the financial services industry, and other jobs into our community, but to also protect those jobs that we do have. And obviously, we are a community that depends heavily on tourism. That's a $74 to $75 billion industry that we have here. So, of course, we have the Tourist Development Task Force that's meeting now to assist us in making some decisions, ultimately as a Board of County Commission, how we will reinvest the dollars that we do receive and sustain our tourism industry, which keeps a lot of people employed. A lot of businesses operate because of tourism. So we're working across the broad landscape here within Orange County to make certain that we are taking care of our community. So there's good news there because people are continuing to come. We are continuing to see high tourism numbers, even though they have been so high. You know, they've kind of stabilized at this point. But we're in the summer months, so we believe that when it is all said and done, the number of tourist visits that we have during the summer month, or during the summer period of time, will increase comparatively speaking. So, other questions?
When it comes to the demand and community outreach on that front of businesses, what have you guys seen in terms of your conversations with businesses, and you know how much demand there is for this type of program versus prior rounds that the county has done?
What I will tell you is that most of our businesses are thriving. They're doing well. But this program is designed to assist those who may need a little assistance in that process. And so that's why we're announcing this today. We have worked within the eligible criteria, spending criteria that the federal government has set for ARPA funding. And so we're using that to do good for our community. It's a significant investment, $26 million. We believe that we, within probably just a few months, we will have allocated all of those dollars. As we move into the fall and then into the holiday season, we want to set our businesses up for success so that they are still in business, so they can take advantage of that season, which we typically see spending go up significantly as well. Okay. Yes.
3 years after the pandemic has started, does the county think that businesses are still being impacted by COVID?
There's no doubt that there are some businesses, because of the impact on their businesses at the height of COVID, it did not put them in a position to kind of sustain themselves going forward. They continue to struggle, continue to have challenges with just getting workers back to work in some cases, because their workers have had to deal with challenges with anything from child care expenses to rising rent payments to other things as a result of it. We've all seen a significant increase in homeowners insurance and all of those things. And so there's a lot of factors at play here that are outside of our individual control, but what we can do is help to stimulate that sustained recovery. Okay. All right. Thank you all very much for coming. Okay. It's just for the television, though. It is Steve Hudak from the Orlando Sentinel.
Mr. Mayor, does this exhaust our ARPA money?
It doesn't exhaust it because we have different pots of ARPA funds as a county, and we are utilizing all of them to the extent. Of course, we have no idea after the ARPA funds are fully expended if there will be additional dollars. From the data that will be collected as a result of this, we will be reporting back to the federal government, and I suspect that there will continue to be additional dialogue from the federal government about what are the next steps and perhaps future funding opportunities. And so we want to make certain that we're well positioned to get our fair share of those federal dollars that we send to Washington. We want to get back into our community as well. Okay. All right. Thank you all very much again. If there are any one-on-ones, we'll be available for that. All right. And again, to the Spanish-speaking media.